Gentlemen, it is 5 o'clock on the dot. That means we are ready for our 5 o'clock and third final installment of the North American Cornhole Alliance Southwest Ohio region. Still at the Hollywood Gaming at Dayton Raceway in Dayton, Ohio. It appears we're waiting for the other team to arrive, so we're probably going to start a few minutes late. But for the final match, we have the Dayton Air Raiders versus the Kettering Riders. The Kettering Riders are all the way at the top of the Southwest Ohio region. They are the #1 seed. 1-0 on the year. Of course, this is week 2, so take that as you will. Points for, 21. Points against, 3. Their team, as of now, warranting any substitutions or changes of any kind. Brian Shirk, the captain. Tim Harris, Blind Brooks, and Jerry Brooks. On the other side, their opponent, the Dayton Air Raiders, are, so to speak, on the other side. They're 0-1. Again, it's only week 2. They're the 4th seed, and they're not the 6th, and that's because points for is 8, and points against is 21. Now, that's not great. It's not terrible, but their points for is what's saving them. They have a lot more points for that reason why they're the 4th seed. The two teams below them only have 3 points for. So, with that said, the 4th seed, the Dayton Air Raiders lineup, Brad Borkin, Tony Stignicki, James Cumberland, and Jesse Bevard. They're also 1 game back in the standings. This is a 5 o'clock start. And just so everybody knows the rules for Cornhole, 6 rounds. First round is a team group of 4 against each other, so that's 5 match points. The middle rounds, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are 3 match points. And the 6th and final is the airmail elimination, where we will take the combined match points for the overall score, and the first one to 21 wins. If you caught us in our last installment for the 3 o'clock middle, we did find out that if the clock runs out and you're not at 21, whoever leads is the winner. So take that as you will. We'll step aside. I'm your producer, Connor Bueller. With Jack Byrne, we will be right back on the Sports Fan Base Network. Sit up. here we go with the first shot. And the clock is running. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Dayton Air Raiders in yellow and the Kettering Riders in orange. They are the #1 seed, the Kettering Riders. And the Dayton Air Raiders are the #4 seed.
No. All right, that was 7-on-7. Wash.
7-on-7. We start off with a wash. 0-0. About 45 seconds has elapsed.
+2.
After 2, it's +2 for the Air Raiders, 2-0. About 2.5 minutes has elapsed. The Air Raiders will shoot first. That's on the board. That goes in for the Riders. Air Raiders have 2 on the board now. The Riders knock 2 in. Air Raiders in. 1 on the board for the Raiders, I believe. And now there's 1 on for the Riders. We'll get names for you in a moment. We read the lineup, but just want to confirm we can put names to faces. Off the board. Seems to be in good nature. Laughs it off.
Scores Air Raiders 3, Riders nothing.
+1 for the Air Raiders, 3-0. Air Raiders shoot first and it goes in. Riders shoot second, it goes off. Raiders in. Riders shoots off. Air Raiders shoots on the board. Riders shoots. That's in. First for that set that went in for them. The Air Raiders get 1 of their own. I believe there's still 1 on the board to your left, unless it just got knocked off. Which I think it did.
That was 10-on-4, 6 for the Air Raiders, 6 for the Air Raiders.
10-on-4 plus 6 for the Air Raiders. So that was a huge round. 9-0. Shockingly, the Air Raiders, it's very early, but they're up 9-0. Remember, they're the 0-1 team in the middle of the pack in the Southwest Ohio region, the #4 seed, currently blanking the #1 seed, 1-0 Kettering Riders. But it's a long game. Shot. Air Raiders goes in. Riders off. Seem to be cold at the moment. Need to warm up. But that's all right. Riders taking their time here. Shot. And that was Brian Shirk with a shirk of his own, and he liked that shot.
+3 for the Riders,
+3 for the Riders, indeed. That's something to holler about. They're finally on the board, finally caught a break. Let's see if they can carry momentum. 9-3. That's in. Air Raiders, that's in. Riders shoot. That's in. Now we're going shot for shot. We've settled in. It's like in baseball. When a pitcher comes out, he might give up a hit, might give up 2 walks, but he settles in, just like what you see in front of you. We're getting a lot more in the hole. Patience. Patience is a virtue. goes in.
+1 for the Air Raiders.
+1 for the Air Raiders. 10-3.
Just under 11 minutes left in the match.
Just under 11 minutes. You heard it from our PA. Shot goes in. He follows. Let's see if we can have a perfect round here. Nope, not going to happen. So, perfect for the Air Raiders. The Riders missed one. Still perfect. Okay, so this is to go 4-4-4 for this round, and they do. Playing up to their competition for sure. Raiders get it on the board. So they made 2 in.
+4 for the Air Raiders.
The Raiders made all of them in, so +4. Now it's 14-3. What are we watching in front of us right now? Historical. For the second week in, the Air Raiders look really good. Shot. That's in. Simple cornhole. Simple mechanics, muscle memory. They're all sinking. Raiders. Looks like it's on the board. That one goes in for the Riders. But the Air Raiders add to the score, 15-3. About 9 minutes in. This would be huge. If the Air Raiders can close this out, it's still super early, but if they can close this out and get those 5 match points, that's a step in the right direction. Especially against a team that's 21 points for, 3 against, and at the top of the Southwest Ohio region. It's on the board. Riders. That's in. Air Raiders next. Fires. That's in. Watching it fly. Tee it high and let it fly. There's Shirk. Gets that.
All right, 10-10 on that one. 10-10.
10-10, that's a wash. We don't go anywhere. 15-3, Knuckles. Looks like the Air Raiders will shoot first. That's in. Really just a walk in the park right now. But the Riders holding their own. That one, I think that's a hanger. Riders knock it in. It's good for the Air Raiders. Shot. Oh, back of the board. Riders. Looks skywards. So the Riders got 2 on. Raiders 1. Now they both got 2 on. Riders. Balance on that. I think that's a hanger. I don't think that. Well, maybe it fell. I think that might have been a wash. So 15-3. We'll correct if we're wrong. 7:20 to go. Air Raiders on the board. I believe 1 apiece. Now 2 for the Riders. The Riders, they can't seem to really get the points. I mean, they're getting shots in, they're getting on the board, but the Air Raiders are still holding their own. So trying to, like I said this entire night, chip into the lead, cut it in half. It'd be great if you take the lead, but one step at a time, and I think that's what they're thinking. The left side, the right side of your screen, but on the left side, if that makes sense.
10 on 3. That's the game. 21-3. Air Raiders
10 on 3, and as soon as it started, it's over. So the Kettering Riders not off to a great start, but the Dayton Air Raiders off to a phenomenal start. An absolute assault. Jumped on them quick out of the gates, 21-3. The Dayton Air Raiders take that ever so important first 5 points for the group match. 5-0 For the match score, we'll reset the lower score. We're going to go into the second round, which is doubles. As of now, for the Air Raiders, that's going to be Brad Borkin and Tony Stignicki against the Riders, Jerry Brooks and Lion Brooks. Again, 5-0. The Air Raiders lead the match score. We'll be right back on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back to the third and final installment, the 5 o'clock start for the North American Cornhole Alliance, the Southwest Ohio region. We're getting ready for the second round of doubles. It is Anthony Borkin, Tony Stignicki for the Air Raiders, Jerry Brooks and Lion Brooks for the Air Rider, or the Kettering Riders, excuse me. Very similar names. Raiders and Riders. I believe this is still warm-ups. If not, we'll adjust. The Dayton Air Raiders taking down the Kettering Riders 21-3 in the first round. And I believe this is still warm-ups because our PA is walking around on the left side there. So we'll give it a few more moments. We'll watch some warm-ups. Again, Dayton Air Raiders 0-1, a 4th seed. The Kettering Riders 1-0, a number 1 seed. But they got some work to do. So if they want to prove themselves while they're that number 1 seed, yes, it's only week 2, but 21 points for, they need some work to make that really true to nature. So we'll step aside here again for a moment. We'll be right back momentarily. welcome back to the North American Cornhole Alliance Southwest Ohio region here at Hollywood Gaming at Dayton Raceway in Dayton, Ohio. We've just started the second round. Clock has started. The Dayton Air Raiders are up 5-0 in the match score. And this is doubles. On the left side of your screen, we'll get that gentleman's name, yellow shirt, black hat, but his opponent next to him, Tim Harris.
12 on 8, +4 for the Air Raiders, +4.
12 on 8, +4 for the Air Raiders, so they continue their scoring streak. On the right side of your screen is Brian Shirk for the Kettering Riders in orange, and Brad Borkin in the yellow for the Air Raiders. 4-0, Dayton Air Raiders, 45 seconds into the second round.
On 10, 2 for the Air Raiders.
12 on 10, 2 for the Air Raiders, 6-0. The Kettering Riders might need a slight nudge, but we're not worried yet. Let's see what happens. Borkin with the shot. That goes in. Shirk. That's in. Borkin. Might be a block. It is. 2 in front now. I think there's 3 in front. I don't think any of those fell. Shirk. I don't think. Maybe 1 went in. Can't tell. Could be 2 on that. Wow. There might be 5 on the board right now. That's almost impossible. Unless 1 fell.
Nobody. Score is 6 for the Air Raiders, 0 for the Riders.
And that was a wash. So a lot on the board. 6-0, 2 minutes in. Tim Harris will start. Oh, pardon me. Now he goes. I think that's a hanger. So 1 on for each. Unlucky for Tim Harris there. Ooh, I think he knocked 1 in and 1 went off, and his original one also went off. It's a block in front. Oh, camera to the left side. Took a tumble, but it's still up. I think that was another wash. I think 6-0. Borkin will start, shooting right to left. Shirk the same, over the block. A long whistle from the crowd. Beautiful shot. 2 in front for Borkin. Shirk, not quite a hanger yet, but on the board. 3 in total. Oh, Borkin knocks his own in, and then he has a hanger. Shirk, oh, I think he knocked the one that was hanging on the left side of the hole. And then the right goes in. Shirk gets it in.
12 on 7. 5 for the Air Raiders.
12 on 7. 5 for the Air Raiders. What is going on? If this score is correct, 11-0. Remember, the Air Raiders, a beatdown, 21-3 in the first round, and now it's 11-0. We'll confirm that, but folks, keep an eye on this. History in week 2. The shot, that's in. Harris, it's on the board.
All right, that is 8 for the Air Raiders. All right. Score is 19 for the Air Raiders, 0 for the Riders.
8 for the Air Raiders. 19-0? Wow. This one has possibly gotten out of hands for the number 1 seed 1-0 Kettering Riders. 19-0. The Dayton Air Raiders just need 2 points to essentially take a sweep. I mean, points against only 3 so far.
All right, that's 2 points for the Riders. Score is 19 for the Air Raiders, 2 for the Riders.
And the Riders finally get on the board, avoid the goose egg, 19-2. Here we go, folks. What's the old adage? Chip away? They are not done yet. 19-2. 5 total points for over these 2 rounds.
Over.
And 40 points for the Air Raiders so far.
Wow.
That was a wash. Working with the shot. Shirk on the board. Working, looks like a block, slightly left of the hole. Shirk gets one to fall. Borkin taking his time, flipping, settling in, fires. Hits his own block, goes off the left side, our left side. Shirk with the shot, tries to airmail, so to speak. Doesn't go. It's been a rough outing for him and his team so far. Shirk knocks 2 in.
All right, that was 2 for the Riders, plus 2 for the Riders. Score is 19-14. Air Raiders on top.
Okay, so we think that was plus 2, so it should be 19-4. So again, with the scoreboard now, 19-4, chipping away.
Plus 2 for the Air Raiders. That's the game. 21-4.
That's the game. 21-4. So essentially the same score as the first round. The first round was 21-3. The second round was 21-4. So 7 points total and 42 points total for the Dayton Air Raiders. Stay tuned, folks. This can be history. This can be something different. So the Dayton Air Raiders, an absolute assault, an absolute raid, if you will. 8-0 match score, 42 total points, only 7 for the Kettering Riders. Folks, what are we watching? Things can change. We're going to the third round. That'll be the singles. As of now, it's Tony Stignicki and Jerry Brooks. Don't go anywhere. We're live on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back, everybody. This is the third round. This is singles between Tony Stegnicki for the Air Raiders in yellow and Jerry Brooks for the Kettering Riders in orange. We have started. The clock is counting down.
Here we go. Tony will throw first.
Oh, we're about to start. Excuse me. That was still warm-ups. And I believe we said Tony Stegnicki is going to go first. So on the right side of your screen in yellow, right shooting, left landing. It's on the board. Jerry Brooks knocks both in. Stegnicki in. Brooks. Okay, we're perfect. Stegnicki in. Brooks. Nice form. 3 for 3 on both. 4 for 4 for Stegnicki. Brooks. Perfect.
All right, good shooting, fellas. 12 on 12. Wash.
12 on 12. That is a wash. We stay 0-0. Roughly 40 seconds in. Like what we see. Remember, Air Raiders 8-0. Kettering Riders need a miracle. Maybe some help in the airmail round. Or they very well could, win the next rounds and look great for the airmail. Including this. We're at the halfway point. We apologize for any technical difficulties. We'll stay here as much as we can. Okay, we look good. Kettering made that one.
10 on 5. 5 for the Air Raiders.
10 on 5, so 5 for the Air Raiders. I mean, it really just continues. Points on points. Off to another great start. 5-0, 8-0 match score. This can be their weekend. They'll tell their kids about this night. Shot. Off. Stegnicki on the board. Brooks. Great form. I think that went in. Stegnicki. That's another block right in front. Going to make it hard for Jerry Brooks, but not impossible. The shot, and that goes in. Certainly not impossible. Stegnicki. Almost hit his own bag in. Went over. Jerry Brooks thinking about his next shot. Fourth and final for the set. That went in.
+1 for the Riders. Nice shot.
Nice shot indeed. +1 for the Riders. Here we go. Let's start chipping away. But instead, it's only 5-0 at that point. So we start chipping away at 5-0. It's now 5-1. Certainly makes it easier than being 12-0 or 12-2. Stegnicki shooting left, landing right. Same for Brooks. In. Stegnicki. Might be a hanger on. Brooks knocks them both in. So Brooks is left with 1 on the board. I think there's 3 that went in the hole. 4 on.
10 on 7. 3 for the Riders.
10 on 7, 3 for the Riders. So watch out. This is exactly what they need. 5-4, a lot easier to chip away when you're only down by 5 at the point that you start coming back. So 5-4, 12-18 to go. These are the match points that they need. Again, only 5-4, very early in the third round here, but it looks decent. Can they work with it? Let's get that momentum. As far as the Air Raiders, keep the foot on the gas. Certainly could be the turning point of the evening.
12 on 10. +2 for the Air Raiders.
12 on 10, +2 for the Raiders, the Air Raiders. So they answer right back, 7-4. But it looks like Jerry Brooks is ready. He's set. He looks like he's warmed up. He's ready to go. He wants all the smoke. Meanwhile, Tony Stegnicki just doing what he does. In for Brooks. Stegnicki on the board. He's got 2 on. Brooks has got 1. Brooks has got another in, but there's a hanger for Stegnicki. His shot can knock his in. Maybe one of them went in. It's hard to tell. All right. Apologize for any technical difficulties. 2 went in there. I believe it was 4 for the Riders. So they take the lead if we're correct, 8-7. Turning point indeed, like I said. Up to this point, it's been a complete blowout. 42 points over 2 rounds, only 7 for the Riders. Until now, 8-7 for the Riders. This can be the turning point of the evening for the 3rd match, the 5 o'clock start. Let's see what happens, folks.
Nine, 1 for the Air Raiders, 1 for the Air Raiders.
10 on 9, 1 for the Air Raiders, so 8-8. We're all tied up. 9:40 to go, halfway through. That's in for Stegnicki. Jerry Brooks, that's in. We're settling in, folks. Shot for shot. Tell that went off. Brooks. That's in. Stegnicki, that's in. In, so no blocks. We're just going for the shot. That's in. Good round for the Riders. I think all the shots went in.
+5 for the Riders.
+5 for the Riders. So here we go. Like I said, you start chipping away. It's a lot easier when you're only down by 5. And suddenly, 13-8. We'll make sure that's correct. But 13-8. And now they're up by 5. So how the turntables, Michael Scott. Down by 5, up by 5. But still, 8-0 match score. Let's see what the Kettering Riders can do. The shot. Off. Didn't like that. Hands on hips. Looks to his right. Nods his head. He says, folks, I'm better than that.
8-3. +5 for the Air Raiders. +5 for the Air Raiders.
+5 for the Air Raiders. You guessed it, folks. We're back. Or maybe you didn't guess it. Because we're tied. 13-13. Tie game once again. So it's almost as if Jerry Brooks and the Kettering Riders flipped the script. But the Dayton Air Raiders said, not so fast. We're going to stay with it. So they've been down, but they've come back and tied it and really kept their own. But how long can they hold it? How long till momentum for the Kettering Riders breaks through?
+3 for the Air Raiders. +3.
+3 for the Air Raiders.
16. Riders 9.
6-9. We'll make a scoreboard correction. Apologies for that. So 16-9. The Air Raiders back to doing what they've been doing. But credit to Jerry Brooks and the Kettering Riders. A shot from Stegnicki. That's in. Certainly a better third round for the Riders. But still, it seems like a mountain they have to climb at this point. He knocks Stegnicki's in. And I think Stegnicki returned the favor. Brooks, that's a hanger. Stegnicki shoots. On the board, he's got 2 to the left side, a hanger for Brooks. Oh, man.
8 on 8. Score remains 16 for the Air Raiders, 9 for the Riders.
So that was a wash. A score remains 16-9, just under 6 minutes. There was 2 on the board for both. And we'll start shooting left to right. Stegnicki will shoot right-handed across. That's in. Brooks right-handed as well. That's in. Carbon copy. In. Brooks. That's shy. Stegnicki in. He's got a window. Brooks. I think that might have bounced on just barely. And Stegnicki not missing a beat. Brooks gets it in.
10 on 5. That's game. Keep that clock rolling. 21 to 9.
10 on 5, that's the game. 21-9 with 5 minutes even. So the Dayton Air Raiders continue to run away with it, folks. They now lead 10-0 on the match score. So if we look at it, total scores first round 21-3, the Dayton Air Raiders win. 21-4, the Air Raiders win. And 21-9, the Air Raiders win. So it's a really good game for them. A lot of good rounds, but the Kettering Riders certainly trying to come back, just really not cutting it. But a good thing is that's only the halfway point. We still have the 4th and the 5th rounds. We're going to have doubles next, then singles, and then airmail. So the Riders trying, still got a lot of work to do for a #1 seed, and stay tuned because this 4th seed, they could be making history. We'll be right back on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American Cornhole Alliance, the Southwest Ohio region. We have started, or we're still warming up. This is the Dayton Air Raiders versus the Kettering Riders. 11-0. It's been nothing but the Dayton Air Raiders. Match score, again, 11-0. All right, now we're settling in.
All right, bring it on down.
And we're going to start the clock with that shot. So for this fourth round, according to our sheet, doubles for the Air Raiders, Jesse Bevard, James Cumberland, going against for the Riders, Brian Shirk and Tim Harris. And if not, we apologize that there might be different players on the screen, but simply just reading the lineup card we were submitted, so no harm, no foul. We'll confirm those names if we can. We'll reset the clock. Hard to gauge when we start, but I think that's the first shot. That's Cumberland with that shot for the Air Raiders.
Let's go, boy. Come on.
You like that? The Riders, that's in as well.
That's +3 for the Air Raiders.
+3 for the Air Raiders, so there is no stop. They just keep going, keep getting the early lead. The Raiders, the clock is ticking literally and figuratively. 15, 1 minute in. The Air Raiders, right now, they seem unstoppable. Every round, they've gotten off to a hot start. The third round, they didn't really slow down, but the Kettering Raiders, or the Kettering Riders, made a little bit more of an effort. They got some more points.
I don't know. They might not. I don't know.
But the story has been the Dayton Air Raiders all day.
That's nuts.
+3 for the Air Raiders. +3. Score is 6 for the Air Raiders, 0 for the Riders.
+3, 6-0 for the Air Raiders. Copy and paste 3 for the last two. Shot from Cumberland is in. Riders got one. Cumberland shooting left, landing, or sorry, shooting left. Shooting right, landing to the left. That goes in.
Let's go, boy. Shit, my fault.
Maybe a premature celebration there. That's all right. The support from his teammates certainly won't go against that. Got some traffic left side.
Hey, Jeremiah, pick me up, man. Let's go. Let's get started.
Thank you, sir. +2 for the Air Raiders. Score is 8-0.
2 for the Air Raiders, 8-0. So again, the Air Raiders start out unbelievably hot. 8-0. Kettering, they need some points desperately. Maybe a hard day, but it is Sunday. Sunday fun day, but maybe not so much for the Kettering Riders. Dayton Air Raiders, They're coasting. They're gliding, so to speak.
10 on 10.
10 on 10, that's a wash. The Riders will take that.
Air Raiders 8. Riders
8-0. Still, not out of their hands. You can have a great round. You could have 5 plus 6, and you're right back in it. They need those points. You got to start chipping away. Last round, you start chipping away at 5. Down by 8 now, so you might be in the hole, but it's not over. Bunch on the board, the top left side of your screen. That's a hanger for the Riders. Raiders, same spot. Last one for the Kettering Riders. Plants his feet. He's thinking about it. Looks down, looks up. Says, I'm getting this one, and it bounces off.
That's on me. I'm pulling. I got you. Come on. Come on. Keep me up. Right there,
6 on 5 plus 1 for the Air Raiders.
6 on 5 plus 1 for the Air Raiders, 9-0. Riders on the board. Cumberland. He's got, I believe, 2. Riders 1. I think they knocked both. 2 fall. Cumberland gets 1. And the other one, a couple seconds later, falls in. Okay, now there's 2 on the board. Cumberland gets in. That goes in. 10-10, a wash. All right, well, the Riders will take that. They want points, but a wash means no points for the Air Raiders, so good, not great. That's in for Cumberland. The Riders shoot. That's along the back. Cumberland. That's in. He's 2 for 2. Riders. That's off. Knocked the middle back one, but it's still on the board. Cumberland. That didn't even hit the board at all. That's all right. Happens to the best of us. That one goes in. Cumberland, and it's in. Beats his chest. He's like that. That is off the board.
Come on, Jeremiah.
9 on 4.
Hey, how we start here, man? Let's go.
1 for 5 for the Air Raiders.
9 on 5, plus 5 for the Air Raiders. What has happened to the Kettering Riders? $14-0.
Check it out.
That falls. Cumberland, he's got 2 on. Riders have 1. Looks like it's hanging toward the back. That goes in. Cumberland, it's 3 on now. Riders, 2 on for him.
Plus 2
Plus 2 for the Riders. The goose egg is gone. 14-2. Start chipping away, boys. That's in. Cumberland's is in. Top left of the board on the left side of your screen. Cumberland's goes in. Looking good. Riders in. Not a lot of blocks. That one, that's just shy. Oh. Hurt himself on that one. He goes for a walk. That one stayed on.
Plus 1 for the Air Raiders.
Plus 1 for the Air Raiders.
Score is 15-2.
15-2. Score is correct, folks. You did see that. You are awake. 15-2. 15-2 in the 4th round, and they also lead 11-0. Wouldn't it be funny if the Kettering Riders just won the airmail and it was 21-15, for example? That would be something to see. Anything can happen. Gotta begin, indeed. That's what they say. But I think that will do it. So 21-2, the Dayton Air Raiders continue their all-out assault. 21 every single round. 3, 4, 9, and 2. This by far wasn't the greatest round for the Kettering Riders. And folks, it looks like the Dayton Air Raiders could ride off into the sunset with this. But that was only the 4th round. We have 2 more. We have the 5th, which is singles. That's going to be between James Cumberland and Lion Brooks. Then we have the airmail. So we'll try to limit the damage. Let's see if the Kettering Riders have something to say about it. But the Dayton Air Raiders look absolutely fantastic. We'll be right back on the Sports Fanbase Network for the 5th round. And there's the first shot of the 5th round. Dayton Air Raiders up 14-0 in match score. We get started for the final singles round, the 5th. According to our sheet, the Air Raiders, it is James Cumberland. And the Kettering Riders, it is Line Brooks.
All right, it was 8 on 6 to the Riders. Plus 2 to the Riders.
Plus 2 for the Riders. It's been the storyline the whole day. They get the first points. Stand corrected. Kettering Riders get the 2 points. So, could this be a change of fate? It's their first round. They've started off with the lead. And maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to help themselves. They can get 3 for the airmail round. If so, they would only need 18 as opposed to 21, but right now, we'll have to wait.
Come on.
Oof. That one, I didn't like that one.
All right, we got 2 for the Riders, 9 on 7, plus 2 for the Riders.
9 on 7 plus 2 for the Riders, 4-0. Line Brooks holding his own. Trying to make a difference. One man can change the world. There's the shot. That goes in. Brooks. Similar spot, but that one sinks. Cumberland in. Brooks. Unfortunate. Knocks both of them off. Cumberland. The shot. That's in. Brooks. In. Cumberland with the last shot of this set. That's in.
Plus 6 for the Air Raiders.
Plus 6 for the Air Raiders. So they are back doing what they've been doing the entire evening. Now, back to the lead. 6-4, up by 2. Line Brooks, undoubtedly the underdog in this competition. He takes the shot, falls in. Cumberland gets set, aims, fires. Just shy, that could be a block. Brooks, it is, knocks Cumberland's in. Brooks takes his time, aims, fires. On the board. Not quite a block. There's area in the middle. There's 2 to the left now for Brooks. Cumberland 1 on the right. That's in. Brooks. That's in. And he knocked one of his own in.
Wash.
That's a wash. We stay 6-4. 12:15 left.
Riders 4.
5th round, right before the airmail. Cumberland will start. He shoots. Shooting left, landing right. Same for Brooks. Aims. Spin to the bag, and it's in. Cumberland. Fires. That's in. Brooks. Just short, but it got on the board. Cumberland fires. Landed on top of the other bag. Brooks, same thing almost, but bounced to the left. So we got about 4 bags on the board. I believe 2 for each. 2 were stacked in front of each other, and now there's like 3 stacked in front of each other. So it's a block, but it's like a wall up there in front. So we tried to soar it over for Brooks. Knocked 2 off. Okay, another wash, 6-4. Clock's ticking, 11 minutes left. Little reset here. Shooting right, landing left once again. Cumberland will start. A little short. Middle left side of the board. Brooks gets it in, doesn't miss a beat. Cumberland follows. Brooks follows. Cumberland does not. Left side on board. Brooks does the same. Maybe tried to knock one off. Cumberland shoots. That's in. There's about 3 on that left side, and Brooks gets it in.
Ten on 8, plus 2 for the Riders, plus 2 for the Riders.
10 on 8,
Oh,
2
5 on
for
6.
the
10
Riders.
minutes left in the match.
Tie game 6-6. This might be our most contested round. Things are heating up. Brooks. That's off. Cumberland. Fires. That's in. Brooks. Just barely stays on. That might, maybe not. Not a hanger. It's off the board. Cumberland. That's off the backboard. Middle left side. Brooks. That's in. Nice bag. Cumberland. That's in as well. Brooks. That's in. Cumberland. Final bag, and it goes in.
9 on 7. 2 for the Air Raiders.
9 on 7 plus 2 for the Air Raiders. So the score is 8-6 as we tick towards 9 minutes to go in the round before airmail. Cumberland will start. Fires. That's in. Brooks. That's not in. It's a hanger towards the back of the board. Cumberland maybe knocked it out from being a hanger. Brooks gets 1. Cumberland in. Brooks in. Two on back left, 1 for Brooks. Brooks gets his in.
8 for Air Raiders. And 8 for the Riders. Just under 8 minutes left in the match.
Last bag for Cumberland. On the board. 10 on 9 plus 1.
Riders. 7 minutes left in the match.
Air Riders 9. Kettering Riders 8. About 7 minutes. That one's shy. Still anyone's game. 7 minutes even. Brooks gets it in. Cumberland right side on the board. Brooks, same spot. Maybe tried to knock his in the hole. Cumberland takes both of them. Brooks gets his to go. That one went in. Knocks one off.
10 on 6 plus 4 for the Riders. 4 for the Riders.
10 on 6 plus 4 for the Riders, so they needed that. They jump in front of the lead. 12-9.
Air Raiders 9. 6 minutes left.
So they're up by 3, and by far their best round. So for Line Brooks, he's really carrying the team. Ryan Brooks hasn't shot much other than the opening round, according to our record. So keep him in, coach. But it does not look like he's going to be in the airmail round. So that could be an issue. But if they win, it's all good, right? So 12-9. Ryan Brooks doing well for the Kettering Riders. 5:40 left. That's in.
10-7. +3 for the air raid.
10-7 plus 3 for the aerators. So, folks, you guessed it. Tied at 12. 5:14. It's almost like the last round in, well, really only the last round where the Kettering Riders were trying to do something and the aerators just kept tying it and then ultimately taking the lead and winning it. So let's see if history repeats itself. Be remiss if I didn't mention, up until now, the overall score, 21 each round for the aerators, 3, 4, 9, and 2 for the riders. Overall, the Dayton Air Riders have scored 84 points. The Kettering Riders, 18. Of course, that's going to change after this, but overall, 84-18.
+5 for the air raiders. +5 for the air raiders.
+5 for the Air Riders.
For the air raiders, 17. Riders, 12.
Air Raiders, pardon me. So 17-12. Creeping up on 4 minutes. You need 4 points to win. Folks, if they win, that is bad news for the Riders going into the airmail round. If they were to win, they'd have 17 and only need 4 points in the airmail round, which could end it very quickly. Imagine that. They win, they hang on. They only need 4 points where the Riders need 21. Does not look good, but certainly never impossible.
One time.
Not fall for Brooks.
+1 riders. +1 riders.
There's nobody.
But,
Just under 3 minutes.
but Brooks did
For
get
17
one.
for the air raiders, 13 for the riders.
17-13. Again, the Dayton Air Raiders need 4.
Hard, man. Keep hard on it.
Riders need 8. That sinks. Shooting right to left. Cumberland on the board. 2.5 left. That's in for Brooks. 2 on the board. The right side for Cumberland. Brooks tries to avoid the block. Goes for a little walk. Didn't like that off the board. Cumberland, he goes for a walk too. Maybe running to the other side.
All right, that was +1 for the riders. Score 17-14. 1 minute.
+1 for the Riders, so chipping away. It's not over. 17-14. Kettering needs, well, maybe a miracle. Needs 7. Dayton needs 4. Cumberland on the board. It's been a long day. They're still shooting. Let's see. Not a lot going right in. Some on the board. I believe there's 4. Shooting left to right now. And now there's a lot of traffic to the right side of the hole, on the right side of your screen. He shoots. That's not going to stop him. Not necessarily a block. That goes in. Brooks. Can't catch a break. Kind of bounced over the hole. There's maybe 3 hanging, but mostly on. And I think we might run out of
6 on
time.
4 plus 2. The aerators plus 2.
6 on 4 plus 2 for the aerators, but that's not going to cut it. Either way, they're probably going to hang on and win with the clock here, but 19-14. If anything, that does a favor for the Kettering Riders because it limits their points against. So that's a plus. 30 seconds as we wrap up the 5th round, final before airmail. That goes in. Maybe save 2 points against.
Fuck.
Ooh. Not like that.
This game, right?
Pardon us on that. A little hot mic moment.
Good. Deep breath.
Sports are sports.
Let's go.
One short.
Let's go.
Here we go, Brooks. Shakes his shoulders, takes a deep breath, aims, fires, off. Hits the ground.
That's ball game. Final score 19-17.
And that's the final score, folks, 19-17. So the 5th and final before the airmail is the closest. Definitely a respectable score, 19-17. Ultimately, the Air Raiders win due to the clock running out. 19-17. It's been an all-out assault, essentially. 17-0 on the match score. Make sure to write down your totals. It'll give you your overall score with your match score as we go into the airmail round. And we'll be right back for that. For the airmail, for the Air Raiders, it's going to be Tony Stegnicki, Brad Borkin versus Brian Shirk and Tim Harris for the Riders. For SFBN, we'll be right back for the final airmail round.
Yeah. Give him a shot.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the North American Cornhole Alliance, the very final 6th round. This is airmail. We have Tony Stegnicki and Brad Borkin for the Dayton Air Raiders, going against Brian Shirk and Tim Harris for the Kettering Riders. The Air Raiders only need 4. The Riders need 21.
Plus 2 for the Riders.
Plus 2 for the Riders, so here they come.
We're on the board, let's go.
They're on the board indeed. Way to be positive. So they need 19. The Air Raiders need 4. Wouldn't this be something?
Right there, come on.
Come on, Tony.
A lot hitting the front. Not that one. Stegnicki. Harris. There's his arms in the air. That one goes in for Stegnicki.
23-2. Well, thank everybody for coming out tonight. Had a great
That's
time.
it.
Again,
23-2, as easy as it was. That is the game. So the comeback did not happen. Final score is 23-2, and that's what happens, folks. When you only need 4 points, it ends like that. Definitely would be a miracle if the Kettering Riders came back, but that's a story for another time. So, folks, we have seen history tonight. Overall points, 126 for the Dayton Air Raiders throughout all 6 rounds. Overall, for the Kettering Riders, 37. So 126 to 37 overall, but they win the airmail round where it counts, 23-2. The Dayton Air Raiders are now 1-1. The Kettering Riders 1-1, so that'll change the standings for sure. For SFBN, I am your play-by-play commentator, Connor Bueller. Jack Byrne, my producer. Get home safe. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you next time.